Hi, my name is Hannah Robinson, and this is.
Hi, I'm Ishna Martinez, and this is It All Starts with the Garden, our Channelview Community Project. So, who are we? We're Channelview High School. We are part of the AP Environmental Science class, and we're also part of the Interact Club. So, how did it begin? So, we started with SELF, which is the Child's Environmental Literacy Foundation. We conducted research for them where we learned that 86% of our students are eligible for free or reduced lunch, and leaving only 14% of students getting full price lunch. We learned that we needed to find a way to address food insecurity and urbanization using our school's resources. World data. So we use a lot of world data to back up our research. We learned that food waste per capita came mostly from household waste, that being Nigeria being at the top. And we also found the environmental impacts of food, learning that beef was extremely at the top when it came to emissions, land use, water withdrawals, and water scarcity.
Okay, so now we're gonna jump into a little bit another reason why we got into this project. So our Interact Club, we have this trip to a it's a farm, and it's called Harvest for the Hungry. It's a nonprofit organization that grows and donates crops to local pantries and families experiencing food insecurity. But not only are we contributing to getting fresh produce for people in the area, they also provide us with education. So we learn about nutrition and how important it is to have fresh produce. So, Harvest for the Hungry is committed to ending hunger. It empowers communities to begin urban farming. It encourages agricultural methods like drip irrigation, composting, soil testing, soil erosion prevention, vertical farming, and other perennial options. And so, this is just one of the events that we have so much fun with that really sparked our curiosity into how we could help end food insecurity. And so now we're going to talk about our action plan. So Channelview High School student population has around 2,800 students that consist of 86% receiving free or reduced lunch. To address our community's food insecurity and promote green spaces on our campus, we'd like to utilize student leadership like the Interact Club to oversee community education and commitment to urban farming. So some of the methods that we're working on are a community education on urban farming methods and healthy eating, and creating a greenhouse between CHS and Cleric, and also the creation of a garden by the old soccer fields, and urban farming methods like greenhouse, vertical farming, vertical stacked layers, hydroponics, drip irrigation, perennial plants, composting that would reduce food waste. I'm extremely interested in that one as well. And now we're going to talk about resilience in schools and community project, which is what we're working on right now. The stuff we were talking about previously are some of the stuff that we worked on in the past. So Channelview, Texas resides within 5 miles of Buffalo Bayou, Green Bayou, Carpenters Bayou, all which are all a part of the Galveston Bay watershed. Okay, so now we're going to hop into our purpose. So we want to address flooding with sustainable solutions. We want to address food insecurity by growing food for our communities, and that's why we're creating this garden. So we also want to provide habitats for our pollinators and create an outdoor learning space for students. Like me and Ishmael, we get to experience this firsthand in our English. Speed teaches us a lesson that involves the environment, and then we go out and we apply it ourselves, which gives us a deeper understanding. And we also want to help educate our community. So we don't want this to just end with inside of our AP environmental class or our school. We want this to impact our entire community in Channelview. Oh, next we're going to talk about the Galveston Bay guest speaker. So many of the students in our AP environmental class was not aware of how many different watersheds there were and which watershed Channelview was actually in. And so this just provided more education to us on how watersheds worked and gave us a deeper understanding of why we implement the solutions we do. Oh, Ishmael's going to give you a little bit of a background on our Houston Parks and Recs field trip.
Yeah, so aside from just learning within our school boundaries, we like to go to different places, little field trips, to apply those lessons. So we went to Houston Parks and Recs as a field trip, which is in the Black Hawk Park, and we worked in the restoration of a prairie where we plant 600 native plants. A lot of hard work, but it was very rewarding just to learn like placements and type of different plants and their impact on our environment. We also have the Galveston Bay Foundation, which they came to our school, but we also got to go to a different location. And we rotated through four different activities, three in which are listed here. We have the water quality testing, the inner gray hunt, and the plant tender. So what did I enjoy? I think my favorite one was water testing. I really got a deep knowledge of what different elements are available in our water and how that impacts our use and ways to treat it. And how does this project connect with the Bay? Well, all of these different activities were little like portions of things that affected our like Bay near our school. So we wanted to see all the like pieces in motion to see which parts we can actually target to make sure that our water quality was at its best. So it was very educational, right, Hannah?
Yes, this field trip was amazing. I didn't understand how water quality testing worked at all until I went on this field trip, and I'm pretty sure many of the other students hadn't had this experience before either. And so this was just a wonderful field trip, extremely educational.
Yeah, getting in the water was very I like to get in the water. Okay, we're ready for the next slide. So results. So from all these different activities, we learned that the odds are really against us. Not only are we surrounded by bayous, we're like 5 miles of all of them, but Channelview is situated like around water. So not only are we like next to the Houston Ship Channel, which already has like several bayous being emptied out, and we have three other bayous near us, but we're also all around water. So this project is important because we're learning how increasing water filtration through like green solutions is extremely essential when it comes to the experience that we have as an urban setting with very little green space left. So next we have our campus vulnerability assessments. So we had some landscape architects come to our school to educate us about the different type of topologies and which ones would be best suited for our project, which was the green garden. We learned that rain gardens require a lot of sun exposure and it's best when they're situated on slopes. So with this topology, we knew that we needed an area that would lead water into our garden. We ended up choosing an area where our garden would be right in the middle of the slope, so water would go into the garden and any excess would go out and into the drain that was next to it. We learned that there's a lot of limitations when it comes to choosing the garden. We really wanted a place next to our cafeteria because it was a very cute spot, but we could not have that because it was not on a slope. So learning about topology was very essential for all of our research and choosing the optimal place to place the garden.
Oh, well, there's pictures here, but this is ultimately where we decided to place the garden. And so now, why a rain garden? Well, because of sustainability. Green spaces that are self-sufficient and utilize native Texas plants that also serve as pollinator habitats for our traditional green garden would be extremely beneficial. And obviously, natural solutions do a better job of addressing environmental issues than man-made solutions. And so that's why we chose a rain garden because it's sustainable, it utilizes Texas plants, and it also allows for pollinators for our traditional garden. And so now we have a picture of what a rain garden looks like if you guys aren't aware. So first on top we have the ponding zone, which is a low area that collects pollutants and other materials that need to be cleaned out of the spring. We have the native plants on top, which we referenced earlier. We have an overflow structure that is needed. Also, before we actually got into the process of building the garden, we were able to collaborate with many of the other organizations that are part of this, and we learned how we needed filtration zones, which you can see at the bottom with the perforated pipes. We see our gravel reservoir, and these are just all of the parts of what a rain garden would look like. And so here's some pictures from our AP Environmental class while we're actually getting our hands-on experience. and we're clearing out some of the dirt. This was more the early stages. And here, this is another picture after we dug out some of the dirt. And also, our Interact Club is out helping us. We see many of our officers and our dedicated members in the picture as well. And so we all kind of made a collaborative effort on this so we could be making an impact on our community and our school.
We even had a principal there.
We did.
So this is collaboration not only with us, but even our administration is very excited about this project.
And so all of the support we've had from our school district, from the several organizations, and our sponsor for Interact and our AP Environmental teacher has really helped facilitate this. And as you can see, the students are enjoying it as well. And this is the finished product. Some more pictures of us planning.
Like it's more the produce area, right? Like we have like tomatoes and basil in this area. This is a side project.
And as you can see, we've already had some growth since we started the project. And so now we have the Resilient Houston Strategy and Climate Action Plan. So how does this support the initiative? So first we have our goal 8, we will live safely with water. And goal 9, we will embrace the role of bayous as Houston's front yard. So we're adapting to where we live at. Goal 10, we will demonstrate leadership on climate change through action. Goal 11, we will modernize Houston's infrastructure to address the challenges of the future. Clearly, we're living in somewhere that's turning into a concrete jungle. And so if we try to implement plans that would help allow for more green places, it would be really beneficial for our community. So as you can see, we're losing more and more green spaces to concrete. Okay, so now we'll have a little bit Q&A. If you have any questions for us, you can just reach out through Miss Villarreal. I'm sure she'll have her email up on this as well. And just reach out with any questions. We'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.